This is it. It's the final scheduled day of session for the New York State Legislature, and tonight lawmakers still haven't come to an agreement on some major issues. Following it all for us at many angles, our political analyst, New York Post political columnist Fred Dicker. Fred, you didn't seem to think politicians would be able to get everything done in time. How are they doing right now?
Well, funny you should ask, because there's a very intense debate going on right now, Cody, in the Senate. It's tense, only hours to go before the end of the session. And the subject at hand, should the wood frog be New York State's official amphibian? And they can't agree on it. And even if it passes the Senate, it looks like the Assembly is going to refuse. They like the painted turtle, I'm told. But that kind of sums up what's going on. I'm not joking. It's a real thing. They've had some agreements today on secondary issues. They're probably going to have an agreement on mixed martial arts. That's been contentious. They have an agreement on a sexual alert policy on college campuses, which may or may not make some difference. But on the core issues, mainly New York City rent control and rent-related issues or housing issues, no agreement. The governor's scheduled to go to New York City tonight. He's here now. He's scheduled to go to New York City, get this, for a high-price fundraiser. A lot of people are wondering if it's appropriate for the governor to be doing that when things are so close now, and we're at the stage where things are supposed to close down. Still no rent law in New York City. It expired on Monday, and there's a lot of rhetoric being thrown back and forth. Interesting.
And Fred, you also say secrecy is kind of the name of the game today as well.
Now, I've been down at the Capitol for several decades, and this is a state that was one of the first to adopt freedom of information laws, Cody, open meeting laws. I've never seen the level of secrecy that we're seeing now. Governor Cuomo has not had a press conference in Albany since February. Nobody is telling the public through the press anything about what's going on right now. Legislative leaders don't tell us. You get a little line here or a comment there. But it's a sad day, it seems to me, and it's kind of an accumulation. We've seen this more and more year after year of reaching a point where the politicians don't even feel obliged to keep the public informed as to what's going on.
It's got to be frustrating as you try to cover it down there to figure out what's going to stick until it actually passes through the legislature. So,
well, I'll tell you, it's something to see. We often have legislators, elected officials, Democrats and Republicans, come into our office and other offices and say to us, what do you hear? What's going on? Because we don't know anything. Even the elected officials don't know, and it's a shame because year after year we hear promises that things are going to change, and then they never do.
All right, Fred, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks so much. Reminder, you can hear Fred's radio program live from the state capitol every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM.